Yello, and welcome to episode 2 of my IXION playthrough. So we blew up the moon, or we blew a chunk off the moon, it seems. We also appear to have time travelled, or at least maybe something to do with moving at the speed of light? That time dilation effect? That we have been away longer than we thought we were? Either way, things are bad. We need to repair stuff and get things on the way. So task we have in the minute is we need to resolve the events. The Ghost of Uch. They said that name once. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Resolve the event over there. Feed 1,000 crew members. And then research the probe launcher, the two things it wants us to do. We also need to get repairing. I think that should start getting, start working on its own. Okay, so that's activated repair. Actually, let's turn that off because we do have tasks inside here. But before we continue with those, there's something I need to check. So I need to know the cost of one of these things. So they cost 20 to build. Now, if I was to come to here and I dismantle the building, we have saved. We're supposed to get it all back. That's the thing that I want to know. Do I get 100% of the materials back? Maybe not if the structural integrity is low. Because I'm going to want to move some of these and start reallocating some of this stuff. That's what I want to do. How much research do we have left? We have 50 research. Just shy of 100 crew. Let's activate the events. Administrator, the crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of Earth. Mucci behavioral algorithms predicts a decrease in productivity of 22% of those questions go unanswered. As administrator of the Taekwin station, you should find some answers quickly. Commit to sending an expedition to Earth. Let's do that immediately. The game is still paused. Right click, cancel that. And what's the other one? Administrator, we may have noticed that the moon has broken apart. The crew are aware of this, and many rumours are spreading throughout the station. You will have to make an official statement. Despite our robust safety measures, a system failure at the exact point of the jump caused the engines to drag a part of the moon with it into self-similar space. This failure has cost humanity dearly. Our mission now is to rebuild. Someone must have, or something must have happened during the test. Being such a high-profile event, this was the perfect opportunity for them to strike and sabotage our plans. Evidence suggests a great deal of time has passed in the solar system. The moon's destruction is obviously a consequence of humanity's selfish and warlike instincts. We actually, from our character's point of view, we do not know that we caused the events, we caused the destruction of the moon or the damage to the moon. We know that there was problems with the jump. Security breach was mentioned, meaning that it could have been something outside, but it was definitely the jump that did it. But we only know that because of the cutscene. As far as our character would be concerned, the jump went fine, but something went wrong with the jump and we arrived late. So it's weird. We know that it occurred because of this, but we don't know. We know the jump caused the problem, so we're just going to be honest. We're going to say the jump caused the problem. We don't know why that happened. But we're not going to lie to them. That's probably going to drop morale, though. But we're going to see what happens.
The crew's trust in your leadership is falling.
Okay. So we're going to need more food because we're not generating enough of it in a minute. In order to support our crew, we need to have at least 5 of these. I want to disassemble them and set them all up in a row along here, but we don't have the construction facilities to do that. We also don't have... Do we have the ore? We potentially have the ore. We should probably... I want to know whether or not I can disassemble something like this and get it all back. Let's find that out. So... we have 154 at the minute. If we dismantle this building, we do get it all back. That answers that question. If we get it all back, then we can start dismantling things and start lining things up properly. Because I think... Can we get 5 in a row along here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't quite get 6, but we can get 5. But we can also then move this and shift that over, so we will be able to. And then we can start rearranging things a little bit better. Hang on a second. 20 back. Oh no, yeah, it is 20. I thought it said 40. What was I reading that said 40? Mess hall. Mess hall is 40. Okay.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, that's going to take a second. No signals have been received from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated and the surface temperature has risen significantly since Tyquin was lost in orbit. Atmospheric readings indicate the presence of a strong dust storm and dangerous levels of carbon dioxide, radiation, and microplastics. The blue planet will never be the same or never again deserve its name. Investigate personal locations. The iceberg team will attempt to find your family home. The team will use all tools aboard to search for any signs of civilian communication. Scour the earth for survivors. That's pointing that way, so we can remove that path. If we can sell things for the same price that we make them, then we can just build more of these while we're doing this. And then we can remove them after the fact. We'll leave the 2 running for the time being. Actually, no, we shouldn't have destroyed those roads. What do you mean? Oh, right, because it hasn't built that road yet. Okay, good. Let's take this one down and move it over. Structural integrity is still falling. We don't have hull repair enabled. It hasn't told us to repair the hull yet. That's still going. Let's actually tell it to start repairing the hull. And let's drop the settings because we've lost frame rate. Anti-aliasing is off, so that shouldn't be doing anything. Shadow qualities, let's bring that down to medium. This is where we wanted it to be. Motion blur is off, building lightings. Let's see how that goes. And that's had a negligible effect on frame rate. We're still at about 40 frames per second. Curious. I need our control panel. I don't want to do that, no, we want to take that down, take that down. I should probably wait until they're gone to entirely remove the road. Go. Let's get rid of that.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Okay, it is using all the GPU. Just probably means that it's not particularly well optimized. Because it shouldn't be. Let's see if we drop everything all the way down, how many extra frames per second we get. 43 frames per second. Maybe there's a driver update for it, but that is quite bad. Between the best and the worst, there's about 5 frames per second in it. Let's go medium. Well, no, because we already know that the actual difference is basically negligible. There's also a non-zero chance I have something running in the background. Yeah, because that's 49. So yeah. Optimization required, but maybe there's a new driver out that I've just not noticed yet. Okay, there's the 5. That's enough for the crew we have at the minute. Now we can disassemble this, so we can move it over. Yep, we know people are starving. It's not told us to build one of those yet, but let's actually get one of those built. We need one down more than we need to worry about where it's going. Do I want to keep that down here or do I want to move it? I might move this up here or somewhere else. Just so that we can keep extending the farms out this way. We are going to need to move these though, because we have to bring them down as well after we're done with this. Transmission from the iceberg team. After a long surf, we have found nothing but rubble. We've seen no signs of life nor even a corpse. The lunar crescent seems to have caused a series of events that participated in the collapse of the thermo-industrial civilization. Earth has become a toxic and arid wasteland scorched by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. The only remnants of civilization we found was a fallen stela, where the city of Washington once stood, struck in a crevasse. It has been sheltered from the wind, a prayer imploring divine forgiveness. It was engraved in gold on its surface. Resume data listening protocol. Investigate the headquarters. I believe that's automatically going to run. Good. Okay, and that's gone. So let's extend this out to here. We don't need these here. So we can start stockpiling food. Let's make sure we have one additional one of these. We still have the power budget for it, but we do still need to rebuild the tech lab. Do I want to jam this at the end? Let's put it there for now. Okay, we now don't need these buildings.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The converted oil rig where Dolus used as a state-of-the-art headquarters is gone. Only a few metal scraps remain, scattered across an ever-expanding, dusty, cracked earth. There is no sign of survivors. Resume data listening protocols. Investigate personal location. Okay. Once that's built, I think we can still queue it up now. Start researching the probe launcher. Zero crew starving, not enough food. But yeah, this should produce us 6 food per tick. Every 5 ticks we consume 20, so we should make 4 ticks worth or 4 food profit. And we can start stockpiling food. If my math is right. Okay, we're probably going to need more storage for this. Let's trim this road down. Because I want to move this, I don't want this effectively to be here like this. Let's have a look. How many more of these could we fit in here? We're not going to build them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could actually fill the entire row. And we have left that open. Not that we have access to that sector yet. Okay, yeah, we're going to need another storage for that. Stockpile.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Can you give a high priority to metal, please? Not that high a priority. A huge crevasse cut through the ground where your home once stood. There is no trace of civilization.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Administrator, to safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's populations. We do not have time to go through the classic reproduction cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Turquin's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Cryogenic stasis, a practice pioneered by Dolos, was in growing use even before we left the solar system. There is very little likelihood that the cryopods contain survivors, or the cryopod containing survivors await. There is a very high likelihood that cryopods containing survivors await discovery. Find and collect 500 cryopods. It doesn't look like we have a time limit on that one. New objective, a new home. I don't think we even have a place that we can store it. Do we have access to cryopods? Not yet. Give me 1 second. I'm just making sure there's not something running in the background that's eating more resources than it should. It doesn't appear to be. And it does look like, yeah. The encoder's running off a different GPU, so yeah, it's just... the game is not well optimized in the minute. Or, again, I need new drivers. One of the two. Mission reports from the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought of having lost all loved ones behind has destroyed morale for many. The symptoms of this trauma have now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. Stability penalty -1 permanent. Acknowledged. We are going to need one of those. We may as well construct it now while we have the resources. Okay, we've repaired hull integrity enough that the hull is no longer in immediate danger. Research is on the way. Food is stockpiling. Okay. Let's strip out that. I don't suppose we can upgrade these yet. No. Probably need to do this through the research for them. Stockpiles. Vertical parking. Stockpile can send one more transporter. Integrated storage bays. Stockpile can store 10% more resources. Can't do any of that yet. Still collecting research from here. So we want to be sending over there in a bit. Fleet management 1. Oh, I raised my mining ship. For the time being, let's put all of these on low. We obviously can't use them, but the second we find something, we will use them. Okay, power is still looking okay. We're going to be getting in more metal than we can currently use. And there's a gap there, isn't there? That wasn't going to fit there, was it? No. Okay. Let's build additional housing over here so we have it ready. We can always turn it off. Until we actually need it. Okay, that's starting to fill up. We're going to need that second, or third actually, stockpile. And that isn't connected anymore. It's fine, we'll dismantle that building. And that doesn't fit between those, does it? No. I don't think we're going to have anything that will actually fit in here. Construct probes using... or constructs probes used to explore systems for resource anomalies. Requires an adjacent wall. Train station speeds up crew transfer between sectors. Access in this sector is restricted under Dolus ACE test protocol. To force entry, electronics and polymers must be spent to manually override the gateway lock action. Additionally, so that's what's required. Can I open on the other side? Sector 6. Okay, we can. Same cost either direction. It's being disassembled. We're not actually going to need the extra one because I think we can just effectively use this. Let's not worry about the fact. Let's only use the central parts as a means to get to and from.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
It's going to require 6 power, that'll be fine. Let's remove the road we put here. And disassemble that building. And then that'll give us the opportunity to put 4 down here. Why shouldn't 4 have gone down there anyway? Did I leave a 2 gap? I think I must have left a 2 gap because of that. Okay, let's get this thing connected up. Oh yeah, and we can't just disassemble that at the minute because it doesn't have a connection. From hull integrity, +1 from hull integrity, -1 from having 20% or more unpowered housing in the sector. But you're not using the housing. Don't be so stuffy about housing you're not even using. Fine, we'll turn them back on. Quit complaining. Honestly, fussy civilization. Fussy people. -1 penalty from the death of Earth. Okay, hopefully that'll get disassembled now. Resources are going into there. Sector 1 has almost reached its maximum structural load. With more infrastructure surely needed soon, a new sector will need to be unlocked. Originally, sectors were programmed to automatically unlock after completion of mission to Proxima Centauri. With the change of the Tyquin's mission objective, this restriction could be bypassed by manually overriding locked gateways. Pledge to unlock a new sector within 10 cycles. I think we can do that now because we have a stockpile of food, or we are stockpiling food. Okay, are you done? You are. Okay, you over there. Okay, 40 population we can do. We should check. We're going to need a little bit more food. We have... Shouldn't we have circuits? Oh yeah, we have circuits, we just don't have a place to store them. because we did get some circuits come in. 100 units of hull 100 hull units are irreparable. That's concerning. Okay, we want to know how many workers are we using at the minute. That's how many are here. How many do we need? Okay, we can afford to lose 40 of them.
Has arrived at its destination.
Our sensors have detected the Uashabani. The ship is broken and in two and not transmitting any signals. Summary of intelligence on the ship. The phrase, whoever helps Dolos is an enemy of humanity, has been... It's not dubbed, is it? In large letters on the wreck of the Ushabari. Mummified bodies have been attached to its hull. Gather the remaining resources. We can live with only one construction building at the time for the time being. Okay, sector growth. Yes, we know, we're working on it. Find and collect 500 cryopods. Construct a probe in the probe launcher. Build a probe. Okay, that's fine. That's building on its own. We should probably move one of these over here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Transmission from the iceberg team. The ship was full of food. I hope the expiration date hasn't passed. Everything is ready for extraction. Okay, back to the Tycoon. So there's some cycles left. I know we picked some of these up. The Razorback didn't cost circuits, did it? Shouldn't have done. Should have just been polymers. I kind of want to move that over here, but we did get circuits, didn't we? I'm sure we did, because if we didn't, we're screwed. We're not actually going to be able to progress if it didn't give us the things that it said we picked up. Oh, they're still over here. That's the problem. We can fix this. Okay, high priority. Get me those circuits. You can go down to low priority now. So can you. That's the problem. They're still out in space. Okay, population's over there. Metal is almost over there. Hopefully those circuits aren't going to take too long to get back here. Yeah, I'm happy leaving the single workshop for the time being. Don't currently have any medical needs. I wonder if it's ever going to be possible to repair that. Techno produces one of those every 30 seconds. Ah, now we finish the loop, we have access to everything on the outside. Still can't do that. Steel mill, these are potentially useful. Battery is potential. Well, battery is useful. We can't get access to that. There's nothing on the top of the tree. Provides +1 stability in the sector. Memorials. Provides +1 stability. Awakens humans stored in cryopods. We're gonna need that. Okay, circuits are in. That'll go over there. That'll give us access to Sector 2.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay. Let's pause because we're going to have a lot of things to do in here very quickly. I'd like to just take this path and go straight the way through the middle so there's just a line. Where is that task? That task appeared over here. Hull integrity is now going down. We need to be careful not to spend too many of those. Okay, we have 40 in here. Workshop 3. Stockpile 1-3. Food mess hall 1-3. Okay. We can't build houses yet, so we'll just put all the houses down this left-hand side for the time being. Let's move the... let's put the stockpile nearer the center. Let's put the stockpile here. And we'll put the workshop next to it for now. We are going to need a mess hall, and again we get it free, so... mess hall there. And another stockpile, which apparently get for free. Oh, they've auto-allocated them. And now everything's going to cost. We are running very low on power. What can we turn off? We're not building anything over here at the minute, so we could turn this off. We have plenty of spare polymers, so let's upgrade one of the solar panel sets. Okay, let's unpause. Doesn't look like it's unlocked anything new on there. Okay, so how do I send resources to another sector? Here it is. Sector 1. There's 40 population in there, so if we keep 5, active. Yeah, let's pause the game in the background. Hang on a second. There are tutorials available. There are a lot of tutorials available. Space interaction. You have no eyes and you must see. The Turquin has little visual equipment to capture the vastness of space. However, points of interest and resource deposits can be found by launching probes. When scanning the map, higher signal readings indicate you are likely to find something. Probes can be launched from planetary system map. To do so, click on the probe button at the bottom of the UI and click Launch Probe, and then and then left click the desired map location. When scanning regions of the planetary system for the probe launch, higher readings indicate a greater chance of finding something interesting. In the case of asteroids, dark green bars indicate some asteroids are in an asteroid field. Dark green bars indicate some asteroids in an asteroid field are in range, while light green indicate that all nearby asteroids are in range. Transfers. Transferring resources from one sector to another is done via the resource management panel. For resource transfers to occur, both the exporting sector and the importing sector must be marked as active, and the sector gateway must be connected to roads. In this panel, you can set your desired stockpile quantity for each resource and sector. So that is what I thought it would do. If your sector stockpiles go over this quantity, they are eligible to export extra resources to other sectors. If your sector stockpile goes under this quantity, they are eligible to import other sectors, potentially extra resources. When multiple sectors need import, priority affects how the resources is divided. Two sectors with the same priority will get the same cut. A sector with a higher priority will get a higher cut. The crew of the Turquin are represented by this icon. Alright, population management. This panel provides you with an important population statistics, allowing you to transfer crew members between sectors. Crew members are transferred at a rate of one sector per cycle. The left side of the panel displays detailed statistics on the current sector's population and shows the top-level overview of the population across the sectors. The right side of the panel can be used to send specific numbers of crew members, whether that's any crew, workers, non-workers or colonists, from one sector to another, and see past migration activity. Batteries. In order to withstand overload and avoid blackouts, batteries are needed. You will most likely unlock this in Chapter 1. Batteries store the excess power you generate each cycle in a sector, up to their full capacity. When moving the Turquin, or during a power overload, batteries will take the place of the power grid until depleted. A sector running on battery consumes its power needed every cycle. For example, a sector consuming 50 power consumes 50 power. It has 200 power in its stored batteries. When the grid goes down, the sector will be able to function for 4 cycles. Space travel. EKP. The electrokinetic propulsion... We haven't actually read this. Propulsion. The electrokinetic propulsors? Is that even a word? Or EKP for short? Enables movement of the Turquil between stellar objects and various points of interest within the planetary system. Powering the EKP engines requires all the station's power. Batteries will be activated over a time period of Turquin's travel if present. If a blackout occurs during the EKP movement, it will resolve itself automatically once the station has arrived at its destination. In order to issue a travel order, click the Turquoise icon at the bottom of the screen on the Plan Train map. Once the order has been issued, EKP travel cannot be cancelled. Points of interest can be planets, space stations, and more. When Turquoise is moving, its hull deteriorates at a faster rate than when it's idle. The Vol engine enables space travel between planetary systems. In order to use the Vol engine, it requires time to charge before being able to perform a jump. During this time, blah blah blah. We've read this before, I think. Battery will activate. Okay. The hull gauge represents the structural integrity of the station. When it reaches 0, the Turquoise will be unable to sustain life on board. To maintain the hull of the Turquoise, ensure you have enough alloy and activate EVA airlocks to allow for repairs. Hull depletion is affected by a range of factors, including the number of Vol engine jumps performed, the number of sectors opened, and the usage of the KP engine, and accidents in the process. Hull repairs performed by EVA airlocks can improve the optimal working conditions. Can be improved by optimal working conditions, certain sector specializations, and tech tree upgrades. Stock up. Make sure you are ready for any eventuality and that you have enough alloys available for your EVA airlocks. EVA airlocks have an efficiency rate corresponding to how difficult it is for the builders to work to locate breaches in the hull. The lower the hull integrity, the higher the EVA airlock's efficiency will be. Do not let work pile up. If a sector's working conditions are intensive, there's a higher chance of EVA airlocks experiencing an accident and thus becoming disabled. Trust and stability. We haven't actually read this yet. I think we'll probably be getting through all of this and then pausing and ending the episode there. We'll see. Stability is a measure of the crew's mood within a sector. A high stability indicates there is a high quality of life for the crew within a sector. Stability is influenced by many modifiers. Some are sector-based, others are global. Some may be permanent, while others may be temporary. The easiest way to increase a sector's stability is to research and construct dedicated stability improvement buildings, such as the Alternate Life Center. If stability is low, your workers will go on strike. This will stop production in the associated buildings for a time period. Stability affects the trust of the crew of the Tyquin in your command. Roll over the stability icon with your cursor to give an insight as to what to change in order for your crew members to be at ease. Certain buildings can increase sector stability. Trust. The trust gauge is a representation of the faith of the crew in Tyquin has in your command. It is a direct consequence of the stability in your sectors over time. If it reaches 0, your journey will end. I wonder. Nope. I was wondering if that was linked to game over. To keep trust high, listen to the crew's pleas and make sure that every sector's stability is high enough. Nobody likes a tyrant, more so when their lives are at stake. The impact of a sector's stability rating on trust is proportional to the size of the population living in that sector. Some events will lead to choices with no good outcome. It will be up to you to make the hard decision. When everything goes wrong and all hope is lost, your journey ends. But do not fret, as you will have the option to restart your game. You can do so either from your last save game or from the beginning of the chapter you were currently in. Mutiny. If the crew of the Turquin loses faith in you, they will take action and exile you from your position as administrator. Destruction. If the structural integrity of the station reaches 0, the Tyquin will break apart. Cryonic centers open cryonic pods, increasing your population. With either workers or non-workers, cryopods can be found during expeditions. using your science ships. By default, newly awakened crew members will join the population of the sector in which they were awakened, but you can change this behavior within the Cryo Center's overview panel. Okay. I need another drink. My throat is now dry. This is the second episode we have recorded today. Okay, so they have actually instantly built. So let's start. Okay, good. The power just came online. Let's start getting extra resources. The sector over here is largely okay. Working conditions are still optimal. We are still losing hull integrity. We're going to need to increase our efficiency or get another one of these. Administrator, a new sector has been successfully unlocked. This is a historic moment for Dolos AEC and the Tyquin mission. Acknowledged. Trust bonus. Maximum trust. Okay, let's get some resource movements set up. So yeah, Sector 2. Let's keep 40 here. And then 10 over here. So we'll set the bar as basically 2 meals worth. Okay, as for alloys, let's keep like 40 alloys over here, and I want to keep half our maximum stockpile over here. No sense in moving polymers yet. Also finish this loop. I could do with moving that over there, so okay, cryo center's ready. Find an asteroid with an iron deposit. That's a good point. We are going to need the resources. We have a probe. Did you see all those little pulses? How are we to select a location? One available. Okay. So there's something over here. Lots of research. There's research over here. So this is where we saw that blink. So it does look like it's going to give us some indications. There's going to be iron nearby us. I would like to zoom in from here. Estimated resources, medium, high. I did see this turn bright green at some point, indicating it was in fact in range. It's going to get us some carbon as well. There's ice in range there. We don't currently need water. Imagine we'd go into eventually. Oh, did you see that? There it is. There we go. Lots of iron in range. Okay. We are going to pause and we're going to leave it there for today. We have some amount of stability. We are losing hull integrity, so we're going to need to have to build another one of these. I think what I may end up doing is I may end up moving over all food production into this sector here once we've started clearing everything else. So we'll clear out the space and then we'll probably bring most of the food production over here so that we can have this principally responsible for anything space related and allow us to expand the number of these we have. I think that's probably the way we'll do it. It also gives the opportunity to think about reorganizing this entire area. But we will leave it there for today. We have a probe on its way. No one's died yet as far as I'm aware. Well, I say no one's died yet. The entirety of civilization is apparently gone. But by the sounds of it, that probably wasn't our fault. We just may have incited the incident. But all we did was push a button. I blame the scientists. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again on Friday with more of this. So hopefully, we'll see you next time. Cheerio.